Viv Vision has always been one of my favorite tech champions to use. My most popular video on my entire channel is a video on Viv's buff, which she got a few months back now. I don't remember exactly how long ago, but it definitely was a really good buff, a buff that people don't acknowledge it as good as it was. I definitely think it really helped out some of her main problems, such as the fact she couldn't really end fights properly, and now she can, and that's just one of the main reasons that her buff was amazing and went under the radar as a champion. But in this video, she was second place on the poll I made a couple days ago for my underrated series, so we'll go over her today. And yeah, so I have a rank 4 Viv. She's my third highest tech champion, so I definitely use her a lot. And some things I really like about Viv, firstly, she's a tech champ, meaning I want her to be a good domino counter, and she is. She is a very good domino counter. She has 25% extra ability accuracy, so basically all of her abilities are 125%, and domino basically never reduces your ability accuracy to where it's gonna make you crit fail with that much ability accuracy that you have. She also has a really fun mechanic on her SP2 that I actually really like, where you have to tap the screen just before the hit to gain some solar charges. I actually really like the mechanic. It's like perfect release, except a little bit differently in how you do it, because the game slows down itself. I actually like that. And then spamming the SP1s is also really fun. You consume your solar energy, you gain a bunch of power, you gain more power with your awakened ability to where the SP1s just become spammable. And seeing the SP1s just being your kill shot is really fun. It's really nice to see an SP1 be a kill shot special, which most of the time an SP1 doesn't really do a lot of damage. In Viv's case, it's her primary source of damage, and it's really fun. So she also has some really nice prowess removal in the heavy. She also has a fury buff on the SP3, which actually does help her for some longer fights. I've used it in war a couple times. I might show you a war fight in this video with it. And yeah, I really like Viv's kit. That's just some of the reasons I like it, and let's get into some gameplay. Alright, to start out my gameplay, we're going to fight this Absorbing Man in Battlegrounds. This is from an older season, but if you remember the meta, this is the one where they periodically gain prowess, and the more prowess they have a protection that comes with it. I think it was like 5%. Well, Viv can get rid of this prowess with her heavy attack, and there was an extra buff that gave me small furies whenever I got rid of a prowess, but that's really not going to be impacting Viv's damage too much, and even if it did, we would have like some extra damage on some hits that didn't connect to where that wouldn't make it matter anyway. So we're going to throw our first SP2 here. I slowed down the time so you can see me do the thumb taps. This was also when Viv was a little bit bugged with the thumb taps, where it was a little difficult to actually get the first one and sometimes the second one, but I know this is alleviated now. I think back then it was a little rough though. But either way, we are going to spam our SP1s now. I deactivated his form, but I don't think that would have mattered anyway because we have all energy damage. And yeah, this Abs Man is dead with some overkill, and even if that Fury wasn't there, that SP1 would have killed him. So Absorbing Man, equal matchup without class advantage, and he's dead in like just over 50 seconds. It's pretty good. Next up is Domino. I talked earlier in this video how Viv is good for Domino, and obviously when you're a tech champ, the immediate mutant you feel like you want to counter is Domino, and Viv does a very good job of that. Obviously, not every tech champ has to be a domino counter, but when they are, just because she's the most common mutant you find in BGs, it is really nice to have. So we're going to throw this SP2. I need to throw some heavy attacks right after, and then she is going to go down just with the SP1s after that. Actually, I'm not throwing heavy attacks. This is a victory track meta. What am I saying? This isn't the one with the protection. They just kind of gain prowess. I don't really know how to explain it, but they got prowess when you repeated attacks, and it doesn't really matter. That's a domino in 44 seconds. So next up we have a Doom in the same meta, and I actually really like Viv for Doom, because one thing I didn't talk about early in the video is that when Viv has at least one armor up, she is Nullify and Fade Seal immune, making her very good against certain mystics. Obviously that utility isn't really showing against the Absorbing Man because he doesn't nullify or Fate Seal you, but against this Doom here, it means we can hit him freely while he's in his aura, and there's nothing to worry about. We can't get shocked from him nullifying a buff, because he can't nullify a buff at all. So, alright, this is the circuit meta where they have protection prowess, so now I remember at least. But we throw the SP2, we get the first hit, and then we're going to get all the ones after that, so we get plenty of damage. He's already down to 63%. We parry the beam, and I'm going to throw my SP1. It doesn't even matter that he resists it because it's unblockable and we can just spam it, so he's just dead. And we had another SP1 right after, so beautiful fight there. Next up, we have some war fights. This is Node 28 Korg. This is a really tricky placement. I fought this a lot in Season 45, which is the season this came from. Basically, it's a Korg with a lot of healing. He's a 7-star rank 2, and my Viv's only rank 4. But the reason we're using Viv here is because she has the access to the heal block, which really makes this Korg, a lot easier. We can weave in our light attacks really easy with our miss, so that's pretty nice. We are going to use mediums sometimes, and I am going to mess up an intercept there, which is going to cause me to lose a lot of my health. But we also throw the SP3 to get rid of the shield too, so it's not that big a deal. So the SP3 goes, we get the Fury now, and we want to go ahead and eat an SP1, but after that we're going to place a heal block right away, so now we have the regen under control once again. I'm messing this fight up a lot, but I took this fight a lot in the season that I recorded it from, and I guess I just picked one of the bad ones to show in this video. But either way, we're still doing a good job. We're almost fully ramped now. We throw the SP2, and we just need to get into an SP1, and he's basically dead. I do need to manage the rock shield, make sure that's down before I start spamming my specials. I think I'm going to catch him with the relic, and then I'm going to go for SP1s. And yeah, he's basically dead right here. He's heal blocked. We throw the SP1s, the shield is down, it's not coming back for a little while. Yeah, he is completely locked down. So if you're a very good Viv player, that fight's really easy. Again, really tricky placement, but Viv is a very good option that I got assigned all season for that. And this is the same node, except it's a Sauron. Sauron heals a lot, Viv heal blocks a lot, works out perfectly. And again, this says Buffet. She's Nullify immune with an armor up, which she basically almost always has, so you really don't even worry about that. So another really good reason to use Viv for that Korg and Viv against this Sauron. I would have used like Captain Britain against that Korg if the Buffet wasn't there and it wouldn't be eating my buffs constantly, but that's fine because, we have Viv for it. And so you saw he went unblockable there, but we have the phase which triggers even though the opponent is unblockable, so it doesn't even matter. We're going to go for our SP1 spam right here. We don't need the Fury because it's not a big Korg with an energy resist stat focus and 7-star rank 2. And yeah, so this SP1, the SP1 spam is just going to finish the job, and there goes that Sauron. So that is my underrated video on Viv. I hope you guys enjoyed it since she was second place in the poll. I'll get to Danny and Kindred eventually, hopefully not too long from now. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.